Hi, hello everyone. Welcome back to one more video. Today, now we are seeing page-wise newspaper analysis of the Hindu newspaper. I will be showing all the important articles page-wise and the summary of it and syllabus mapping and some important one-liners from each topic. So first, if we see, the important topic here is power shift in Karnataka as Siddaramaiah resigns. The summary here is Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah resigned from his post, paving the way for Deputy CM D.K. Sivakumar to likely become the next Chief Minister. The transition follows discussion with the Congress High Command and marks a major leadership shift in Karnataka politics. Siddaramaiah stated that he would continue active politics and highlighted his commitment to constitutional values and social justice. This topic is important for UPSC students in GS2 Polity and Governance, Federal Politics, Party Leadership Transition, Role of Governor and Legislative Party. If you see exam syllabus mapping, state politics and governance, and for prelims it is important for chief ministers and governors. The key themes here are leadership transition in states, role of party high command, constitutional governance, chief minister resignation process, federal political structure. Next important article here is India-China hold talks on border delimitation. This article. The core summary here is India and China held the 35th meeting of the Working Mechanism for Consultation and Coordination, that is WMCC, Working Mechanism for Consultation and Coordination on India-China Border Affairs in Beijing. Discussions focused on border delimitation, peace along the line of actual control LAC, bilateral stability, border management mechanisms. The talks are important amid continuing border tensions between both countries. Why this topic is important for the exam is, for UPSC students, it is important in GS2, international relations, India-China relations, border disputes. And if you see this syllabus mapping also, India neighborhood. For prelims, this topic is important for border mechanism. The key themes here are LAC disputes, border diplomacy, WMCC mechanism, India-China negotiations, strategic relations. This was 35th WMCM meeting, which was held in Beijing. Border delimitation remains a key India-China issue. Next important article is this one. This article. Nearly 1,200 fishing harbors to be brought under CISF watch by center. The summary for this topic is The Union Home Minister plans to bring nearly 1,200 fishing harbors and landing sites under the security oversight of the Central Industrial Security Force. CISF means Central Industrial Security Force, to strengthen India's coastal security framework. The CISF will help develop biometric monitoring systems, smart ID mechanisms, coastal security protocols. The move is linked to strengthening maritime security after the 26/11 Mumbai attack. This topic is important for exams in GS paper 3, internal security, coastal security and maritime governance. If you are preparing for SSC, railways or banking exam, this topic you can relate with security organizations, defense, current affairs. Those who are preparing for public service examinations, you can relate with coastal administration and security. If you see the key themes for this topic here is coastal surveillance, maritime security, CISF functions, port security, post 26/11 reforms. Next important article here is Iran-US to extend truce in tentative deal. This article. Those who are watching for the first time, please do like and subscribe to this channel. These articles are very important for competitive exams. Please go through these topics. The summary of this topic here is United States and Iran reportedly reached a tentative agreement to extend the ceasefire in the ongoing conflict and initiate talks on Iran's nuclear program. The proposed understandings include removal of mines from the Strait of Hormuz, easing of US sanctions, reduction of maritime tensions, development in strategically important because the Strait of Hormuz is one of world's most critical oil shipping route. Why this topic is important for exam? If you are preparing for a UPSC, you can relate with GS2, international relations, West Asia geopolitics, energy security, and if you are preparing for banking, SSC or any railway exams, you can relate with important international current affairs. If you are preparing for public service exams, like you can relate with global strategic issues. Okay. You can also relate with the UPSC GS paper 2 and 3. For paper 2, West Asia, and paper 3 is energy security. The key themes here are Strait of Hormuz, Iran nuclear issue, US-Iran relation, oil security, maritime choke points. These are very important key themes related to this topic. Next, if you see the important articles related to page number 2. In page number 2, this article is important. Please go through this. Residents turn to tankers. Jaws has water crisis deepens. This article is important. If you see the key summary of this topic, is facing a severe water crisis with a shortfall of nearly 90 mgd, that is million gallons per day, against expected treated water production of 990 mgd, million gallon per day. Low water levels in the Yamuna have affected major water treatment plants including Wajirabad and Chandraval. Residents across several areas have become dependent on water tankers, bottled water jars, emergency storage systems. The crisis has disrupted household life, student preparation, sanitation, and urban water governance. This topic is important for the exams. If you are preparing for UPSC, GS2 and 3, urban governance, water resource and urban infrastructure, and disaster management. If you are preparing for banking or any railway exams, you can relate with environment and governance current affairs and important urban issues. If you are preparing for PSCs, you can relate with water management, urban administration. If you see the key important themes related to this topic is urban water scarcity, Yamuna water dependency, water treatment infrastructure, climate stress in cities, and water governance. These are the very important key themes here. Next, if you see the next topic here is this one. Cooling zones offer weary commuters a breather. The summary of this topic is Delhi government has established 15 cooling zones across the city to provide relief during extreme heat conditions. These centers provide coolers, drinking waters, ORS packets, shaded resting spaces. The initiative is part of heat wave mitigation and urban disaster management efforts. Okay, you can relate with if you are this topic is important for exams. You can relate with if you are preparing for UPSC, you can relate with GS3, disaster management, urban, climate adoption. If you are preparing for SSC, railways, or any banking exams, heat wave current affairs and disaster preparedness. Those who are preparing for PSCs, you can relate with climate adoption initiatives. The key themes in this topic are heat wave management, climate resilience, urban adoption strategies, public health during extreme heat, and disaster preparedness. These are the key themes related to this topic. Next important topic is this one. Central government working on series of projects to decongest NCR by CM. The summary of this topic is Delhi Chief Minister Rekha Gupta announced multiple infrastructure and connectivity projects aimed at reducing congestion across the national capital region. Major projects include UER2 Delhi Dehradun Expressway link, aims Mahipalpur Gurugram elevated corridor, Shiv Murthy Nelson Mandela Mark Tunnel. The projects are intended to improve logistics, freight movement, regional connectivity, and urban transport efficiency. This topic is important for the exams. You can relate with GS3 infrastructure and urban development. For SSC banking and railway exams, you can relate with infrastructure, current affairs, expressway projects. Those who are preparing for PSC, you can relate with urban planning and transport. If you see the key important themes related to this topic are NCR infrastructure, urban mobility, expressway development, smart transport systems, and logistic efficiency. You can relate with these key themes. Next important topic is this one. Gupta vows clean toilets on Menstrual Hygiene Day. The summary of this topic is Delhi Chief Minister Rekha Gupta announced the Menstrual Health Matters campaign on World Menstrual Hygiene Day. The initiative focuses on maintenance of sanitary pad vending machines, school sanitation, menstrual awareness, hygiene infrastructure in public spaces. The government also plans to strengthen curriculum content for class 6th to 9th. Why this topic is important? You can relate with GS2, health and education, women empowerment. If you are preparing for SSC banking or railways exam, you can relate with government campaigns, social awareness initiative. And if you are preparing for public service examinations, you can relate with public health and education. If you see the key important themes related to this topic are menstrual hygiene awareness, women health initiative, school sanitation, public health campaigns, and gender sensitive governance. These are the key important themes related to this topic. Those who are new to this channel, please subscribe and hit the like button. We are very near to 100 subscribers. Please support. Next, if you see the key important articles related to page number 3, this topic is important. In page number 3, this one, TMC battles in fighting resignation, public ire after Bengal poll defeat. The summary of this topic here is, after electoral setbacks in West Bengal, the Trinamool Congress is facing internal factionalism, resignations, corruption allegations, and public protest against local leaders. Senior MPs Kakoli Ghosh, Dastardar, and Kalyan Banerjee publicly clashed, while former Rajya Sabha MP Santanu Sen resigned as TMC national spokesperson. The developments reflect political instability and governance related to public dissatisfaction in West Bengal. Why this topic is important for exams for you is, if you are preparing for UPSC, you can relate with GS2, political parties and governance, electoral politics, and internal democracy in politics. If you are preparing for SSC or banking or any railway exams, you can relate with political current affairs and important resignations. If you are preparing for public service commissions, you can relate with West Bengal politics, governance and corruption issues. If you see the key important themes related to this topic are internal democracy in political parties, corruption and public accountability, electoral setbacks and leadership crisis, public protest against local governance, political instability in states. You can relate with these key themes in this topic. If you see the next important topic, before going to next important topic, please do like, share and subscribe to this channel. We are very near to 100 subscribers. Please do support. Yeah, next important topic here is this one. Census staff from AP stopped at border with Odisha. If you see the key summary of this topic here is, tensions resurface along the Andhra Pradesh Odisha border after Odisha officials allegedly prevented Andhra Pradesh staff from collecting census 2027 related data in the disputed Kotia village cluster. The issue highlights interstate territorial disputes, administrative conflicts, governance challenges in border villages. Why this topic is important for you is, if you are preparing for UPSC, you can relate with GS2, federalism and interstate relations, census administration, interstate disputes. If you're preparing for banking or SSC or any railway exam, you can relate with census related current affairs and important border disputes. If you're preparing for state public service commissions, you can relate with Andhra Pradesh Odisha border issue. And if you see the key important themes of this topic are interstate border disputes, census 2027, federal conflicts, administrative jurisdiction, governance in tribal region. You can relate with these key themes. Next, if you see another important article, this one, test report of suspected Ebola patient negative, says Gujarat minister. The summary of this topic here is Gujarat government confirmed that the Ebola test report of a suspected patient admitted in Ahmedabad returned negative. The patient had recently arrived from Congo and was isolated as a precautionary measure. The incident highlighted epidemic preparedness, isolation protocols, and disease surveillance system. Why this topic is important for you? If you are preparing for UPSC, you can relate with public health, epidemic preparedness. If you are preparing for SSC banking or any railway exam, you can relate with health, current affairs, important diseases. If you are preparing for public service commissions, you can relate with public health administration. If you see key important themes related to this topic are Ebola virus disease, disease surveillance, isolation protocols, global health security, and public health preparedness. You can relate with these key themes from this topic. Those who are new to this channel, please subscribe and hit the like button. Next, if we see another important topic in this paper, this one, this topic, Idul Haja prayers shifted to another venue as Bengal government imposes fresh scrubs. The summary of this topic here is West Bengal shifted Idul Haja prayers from Red Road to Brigade Parade Ground and imposed new restrictions on public animal slaughter without veterinary certification. The move affected cattle trade and public festival practices across the state. Why this topic is important for you is you can relate with GS2 governance and public order, religious administration. And if you are preparing for SSC banking or any railway exam, this is important state current affairs. For PSCs, West Bengal governance development. If you see the key important themes related to this topic are public order administration, veterinary certification rules, religious event regulation, governance and law enforcement. You can relate with these key themes. If you see next important topic from this page is which one? Yeah, this one. This topic, mob lynching case. Odisha man held, total arrest now 17. The core summary of this topic here is Odisha police arrested another accused in the mob lynching case involving GPR Constable Soumya Ranjan Swain, taking total arrest to 17. The constable was allegedly lynched after a false accusation following a road collision. Why this topic is important? You can relate with GS3 internal security, mob violence and law and order, internal criminal justice current affairs, and law and order issues. If you see the key important themes related to this topic are mob lynching, rule of law, criminal justice systems, police protection, and crowd violence. These are the key important themes related to this topic. Next, we will move on to page number 4. If you see the key important topics related to page number 4 are, the first article is this one. BJP appoints new party presidents in Haryana, Punjab, Delhi, Tripura. The summary of this topic is BJP appointed new state unit presidents in Haryana, Punjab, Delhi, and Tripura ahead of upcoming elections. This topic is important for SSC, banking, railway, state PSCs, and UPSC prelims. You can relate with the subject political appointments, party organization, and current affairs. The key themes related to this topic are women leadership, Punjab politics, and political appointments. These are the key themes related to this topic. Next important topic is this one. Mahayuti will win all 17 seats in Maharashtra council polls. No difference among allies by Shinde. The summary of this topic is Eknath Shinde reiterated support for union for Uniform Civil Code, that is UCC, and said the Mahayuti alliance will contest all legislative council seats together. This topic is important for UPSC polity and for those who are preparing for SSC CGL and state public services. You can relate with relative principles of state policy and constitutional provisions. The key themes here are UCC, DPSP, and equality before law. Next important topic in this page is this one. This topic, Odisha police launch probe into case of tribal girl who has trafficked, sold gang rape in UP. The key summary of this topic is Odisha police launched an investigation into an interstate human trafficking and sexual exploitation case involving a tribal minor. This topic is important for UPSC GS2 and GS3, SSC, and state PSC. You can relate with the syllabus, human trafficking, women and child protection, and internal security. If we see the key themes, here are interstate trafficking, organized crime, and tribal vulnerability. You can relate with these key themes. If you see the next important topic from this page is this one. Indians trapped in Myanmar forced into online fraud seek immediate repatriation. The summary of this topic is 3 Indians trapped in Myanmar were allegedly forced into cyber scam operations after fake overseas job offers. This topic is important for you. You can relate with UPSC IR and cyber security, banking awareness, and SSC current affairs. You can relate with cyber security, human trafficking, and Indian diaspora. The key themes here are cyber scam, compounds, Myanmar crisis, and online fraud. These are the key themes related to this topic. Next important topic here is from this paper is this one. Annapurna Yojana rollout poses fiscal administrative test for New Bengal government. The key summary of this here is West Bengal's Annapurna Yojana proposes increasing financial assistance to women beneficiaries, creating a major fiscal burden on the state. This is important for exams in UPSC economy, banking awareness, SSC economy, and state PSCs. You can map with your syllabus welfare schemes, fiscal policy, and inclusive growth. If you see the key themes related to this topic are welfare economics, fiscal sustainability, and DBT schemes. Next important topic from this paper is, on this page is this one. Poet Basir Badar passes away at 91. Renowned Urdu poet Basir Badar passes away at the age of 91 in Bhopal. Exam importance is SSC GK, banking, general awareness, for railway exams and state PSC exams. You can relate with awards and honors, literature personalities. The key themes here are Urdu literature, Sahitya Akademi Award, and Padma Shri Award. Next, you will see these are the important topics from this page. If you move on to next page, if you see next page, the important topics here are this one. From page number 5, these are the key important topics. Those who are new to this channel, please subscribe and hit the like button. We are discussing page-wise the Hindu newspaper analysis. I will be showing the key important topics. Those are important for your exams. The important topic here is, after smooth transition, new CM has a delicate task ahead. The summary of this topic is, DK Shivakumar is set to become the new Karnataka Chief Minister after Siddaramaya's resignation. The Congress leadership now faces the challenge of number 1, cabinet formation, balancing caste and regional representation, managing Siddaramaya's loyalties, and avoiding internal factionalism. The article highlights the importance of political stability and intra-party power balancing in state governance. This topic is important for exams in GS2 governance and political parties, coalition politics, and state politics. If you are preparing for SSC banking or in railway exams, you can relate with political current affairs. And if you are preparing for state PSC, that is, you can relate with Karnataka politics and governance. If you see the key important themes, here are leadership transition, internal democracy in parties, cabinet formation, caste representation in politics, and power centers within parties. These are the key themes related to this topic. If we move on to next important topic in this paper is this one. Jarangi Patil to begin fast from tomorrow over Maratha quota. The summary of this topic is, Maratha quota activist Manoj Jarangi Patil announced an indefinite hunger strike demanding reservation benefits for Marathas through Kunbi caste recognition under the OBC category. The issue remains politically sensitive in Maharashtra and relates to reservation policy, social justice, and OBC categorization. This topic is important for exams. You can relate with GS2 social justice, reservation policies, reservation related current affairs, and Maharashtra reservation politics. You can relate with syllabus has reservation policy, OBC category, social justice, constitutional equality. The key themes here to this topic are Maratha reservation, OBC classification, quota politics, hunger strike and protest, social justice debates. These are the key themes related to this topic. If you see the next important topic from this page is this article. Manipur first Kuki village resettled 3 years after conflict. The summary of this topic is the first Kuki village in Manipur's Chura Chandpur district was resettled nearly 3 years after the ethnic conflict between Kuki-Zo and Meitei communities began in May 2023. The development reflects continuing rehabilitation efforts and the long-term impact of ethnic violence in Manipur. This is important for exams for UPSC GS2 and GS3, ethnic conflicts and governance, internal security. Important Northeast current affairs, internal security and rehabilitation. If you see the key themes of this topic is Kuki-Meitei conflict, relief and rehabilitation, ethnic tensions, Northeast security issues, and post-conflict governance. These are the key themes of this topic. Those who are new to this channel, please subscribe and hit the like button. Next, if you see the next important topic, that is from this page is this one. 12 arrested over attack on ED team during search at Pinarai's residence. The summary of this topic is Kerala police arrested 12 CPIM and DYFI workers after an attack on Enforcement Directorate officials during a search operation at former Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan's residence. The incident triggered debate over intelligence failure, crowd control, and security arrangements during central agency operations. This topic is important for exams in GS2 and GS3, governance and federal agencies, internal security. If you are preparing for SSC banking or railway exams, enforcement agencies, current affairs, for PSCs, law and order administration. The key themes on this topic is ED operation, intelligence failure, crowd management, federal agency functioning, and political violence. Next important topics. With this, the important topics in page number 5 are completed. We'll go to next page. This page, this topic is important. A heap of broken images where the sun beats. If you see the summary of this topic here is, the article discusses the conflict between India's renewable energy expansion and ecological conservation in Gujarat's Bani grasslands near the Chhari Dhand wetland. NTPC Renewable Energy Limited plans to establish a large solar project in the region, but Maldhari pastorals, communities and conservationists oppose it because the grassland supports pastoral livelihoods. The area contains the Ramsar protected Chhari Dhand wetland. The ecosystem hosts migratory birds and rare biodiversity, and Kiro Hills is ecologically and geologically significant. The issue highlights the challenge of balancing renewable energy goals with ecological sustainability and indigenous community rights. You can relate with your exams like GS3 environment and ecology, renewable energy, biodiversity conservation, climate change. If you are preparing for SSC banking or any railway exams, you can relate with Ramsar sites, renewable energy, current affairs, and if you are preparing for PSCs, environmental governance, grassland ecosystem. You can, the key themes on this topic are Ramsar wetlands, grassland ecosystems, renewable energy versus ecology, pastoral communities, and climate commitments under Paris Agreement. These are the key themes related to this topic. If we see next important topic, on next page is this one. Art at the airport. The summary of this topic is artist Paresh Maiti created large-scale paintings and installations for the upcoming Noida International Airport at Jiwar, Uttar Pradesh. The artwork title Jagriti, that is awakening, depicts. Those are like Taj Mahal, Kumbh Mela, Varnashi Ghat, Dhamek Stupa, Ayodhya and Mathura. Another installations called Mystic Abode uses 8,500 brasses bells to represent India's spiritual and cultural traditions. The project highlights the growing integration of public art, cultural identity, tourism, and airport infrastructure. Why this topic is important? You can relate with GS1, Indian art and culture, cultural heritage, tourism infrastructure. If you are preparing for SSC, banking or railway exam, important cultural current affairs, airport and infrastructure. If you are preparing for PSCs, Uttar Pradesh cultural heritage is important. The key themes related to this topic are cultural representation in infrastructure, Kumbh Mela, Uttar Pradesh heritage sites, public art installations, tourism promotion. These are the key themes related to this topic. Next. This topic. Beyond the Barbadari. The summary of this topic is the article discusses filmmakers and theatres artist Muhammad Ali Beik's upcoming film Chand Tera, based on the Qutub Shahis era and the story of Sultan Abdullah Qutub Shahi and singer Taramati. The article highlights Deccani culture, Qutub Shahi history, Hyderabad's syncretic tradition, medieval architecture, and Dhakkini literature heritage. The film trailer was launched at the Cannes Film Festival Bharat Pavilion. Why this topic is important? You can relate with UPSC, GS1, Indian culture and medieval history, Deccan Sultans and architecture. If you're preparing SSC, banking or any railway exam, this is important in cultural personalities, historical dynasties. If you're preparing for SSC, Telangana, Hyderabad history. The key themes on this topic are Qutub Shahi dynasty, Hyderabad history, Deccan architecture, Dhakkini culture, and cultural syncretism. These are the key themes related to this topic. Next, we'll move on to next page. It is page number 8. The key topics, key articles, important article here is this one. Those who are new to this channel, please subscribe and hit the like button. We are discussing very important page-wise newspaper analysis. Yeah, this one, validating flaws. The summary of this topic is the editorial criticizes the Supreme Court judgment upholding the Election Commission of India's special intensive revision, that is SIR, of electoral roll. The article argues that the SIR exercise caused large-scale voter deletions. Minorities and underprivileged sections were disproportionately affected. The court validated the process without adequately examining implementation flaws. The editorial discusses electoral integrity, voter disenfranchisement, constitutional validity of electoral revision. Why this topic is important for you is you can relate with GS2, constitutional bodies, election commission, electoral reforms, polity current affairs, constitutional institutions, and electoral governance. If you see, the key themes related to this topic are electoral roll revision, voter disenfranchisement, ECI powers, free and fair elections, judicial review. These are the key themes related to this topic. Please go to this topic. Next important topic here is quantum safe thinking. The summary of this topic is the editorial discusses India's preparedness for post-quantum cryptography, PQC, post-quantum cryptography. Remember this, and cyber security risk posted by future quantum computers. The DST task force recommended migration to quantum safe encryption systems, adoption of post-quantum cryptography standards, protection of critical infrastructure including defense, banking, telecom, power grids. The article highlights the threat of Q-Day, when quantum computers may break current encryption systems. Why this topic is important? You can relate with GS3, science and technology, cyber security, emergency technologies. And if you're preparing for SSC or banking exams, or any railway exam, cyber security, current affairs, technology awareness. And for PSCs, digital infrastructure and cyber governance. The key themes related to this topic are post-quantum cryptography, PQC, quantum computing, encryption systems, national cyber security, critical infrastructure protection. These are the key themes related to this topic. Those who are new to this channel, please subscribe and hit the like button. We are very near to 100 subscribers. Please do support. Next important topic here is from this page, this one. Contradiction within India's cow protection regime. If you see the summary of this one, the article examines the effectiveness of cow protection laws in India using cattle census data. It argues that the stringent anti-slaughter laws have not necessarily increased cow populations. Buffalo population grew faster than cattle populations. Farmers in states with strict prohibition laws face economic challenges. The article also discusses Article Number 48, DPSP, privacy rights under Article 21, impact of cattle laws on rural livelihood. You can relate with UPSC GS2 and GS3, Constitution and Governance, Agriculture and Rural Economy. If you are preparing for SSC Banking or Railway exam, you can relate with Constitution Provisions, Agriculture Current Affairs, and for those who are preparing for PSCs, you can relate with Livestock Economy and Rural Governance. Please go through this topic. The key themes related to this topic are cow protection laws, DPSP, livestock economy, rural distress, and privacy rights. Next, if we see the another important topic from this page is this one: brinkmanship in age of growing conflict. The summary of this topic is the article analyzes the growing use of brinkmanship in global geopolitics. It discusses Iran-US tensions, Strait of Hormuz blockade, Russia-Ukraine conflict, China's South China Sea strategy, and North Korea's nuclear posture. The article warns that coercion and escalation are replacing diplomacy. Global institutions are weakening. Modern conflicts increasingly involve proxy warfare and strategic deterrence. Why this topic is important? You can relate with GS2 and GS3, international relations, security studies, and international current affairs, global politics and security. The key themes related to this topic are Strait of Hormuz, proxy warfare, nuclear deterrence, South China Sea disputes, global strategic instability. Next, if we want, move on to next page. This one. This article. Will increasingly the strength of SC solve the pendency problem? If you see the summary of this topic is the article discusses whether increasing the sanctioned strength of Supreme Court judges from 34 to 38 can reduce judicial pendency. Legal experts debated rising pendency in the Supreme Court, excessive use of special leave petitions, need for institutional reforms, judicial consistency, government litigation burdens. The article also discusses Article 136, PIL misuse, large bench requirement, judicial transparency, and gender representation in judiciary. You can relate with GS2 judiciary, judicial reforms, constitutional provisions, Supreme Court current affairs, constitutional institutions, judiciary and governance. The key themes related to this topic are judicial pendency, SLP misuse, judicial reforms, government litigation, and women representation in judiciary. Next important topic is this one. This topic: how plurality and democracy go hand in hand. The summary of this topic is the article examines multiculturalism and linguistic diversity in Kerala's border region, especially Manjeshwar and Idukki. It highlights linguistic minorities, Kannada speaking communities in Kerala, federalism and regional identity, concerns over the Malayalam language bill, and democratic inclusion of multi-ethnic communities. This article shows how democracy functions through accommodation of cultural and linguistic diversity. You can relate with your exams GS1, GS2, Indian society, Federal and diversity. If you are preparing for SSC, banking and railway exam, you can relate with cultural diversity, current affairs, Kerala society and regional identity. Next, if you see next important topic from this page, which one? Yeah, this article. This article, a revival of sedition tied to consent. The summary of this topic is the article analyzes the Supreme Court's May 21st clarification allowing trials and appeals under Section 124A sedition to continue if the accused voluntarily consent. The article highlights the constitutional concerns regarding sedition, pending challenges to Section 124A, conflict between free speech and state power, inequality caused by selective continuation of trial, overlap between sedition laws and Article 21 rights. It also discusses Kedarnath Singh judgment, Bharatiya Nyaya Samhita, Section 152, misuse of sedition laws, colonial origin of sedition. You can relate with exams GS2, GS3, judiciary and fundamental rights, internal security, constitutional laws. If you are preparing for SSC banking railway exams, this topic is important constitutional development, legal current affairs, and for PSC, sedition laws and governance. If you see the key important themes related to this topic are sedition versus free speech, colonial laws, constitutional morality, criminal justice reforms, and BNS versus IPC. Next important topic from this page is this one. What did the court rule on Bihar's SIR of electoral roll? The summary of this topic is the article explains the Supreme Court judgment upholding the Election Commission's special intensive revision of electoral roll in Bihar. The court held that the Election Commission has constitutional authority under Article 324. The SIR satisfies proportionality requirement. EC can conduct limited scrutiny regarding citizenship for electoral purpose. The article also discusses Representation of People Act 1950, Registration of Electoral Rules 1960, Voter Roll Integrity, and Electoral Transparency. You can relate with your exams for UPSC, GS2, Election Commission and Electoral Reforms, Constitutional Bodies, for SSC banking and railway exams, Election Commission current affairs, constitutional provisions. If you are preparing for state PSCs, electoral governance. The key themes related to this topic are electoral reforms, voter roll verification, constitutional bodies, free and fair elections, citizenship scrutiny. These are the key themes related to this topic. If you move on to next page, the important article here is this one. When legal doctrine meets absurdity, comedy, and courtroom theatrics. The summary of this topic is the article reviews two books written by Solicitor General Tushar Mehta, the lawful and the awful, the bench, the bar, and the Biger. The article discusses judicial behavior, courtroom ethics, misuse of judicial authority, legal absurdities, artificial intelligence in legal drafting, and role of humor in understanding legal systems. It also highlights concerns over AI hallucinations in legal research, judicial bullying, courtroom accountability, and institutional behavior in courts. We can relate with GS2, Judiciary and Governance, Ethics in Institutions, AI in Governance, Legal and AI Current Affairs, Judiciary and Institutional Reforms. The key themes related to this topic are AI in Judiciary, Judicial Accountability, Courtroom Ethics, Legal Reforms, and Institutional Behavior. If you see next important topic, any other topic here? Next we move on to page number 12. The important article in this page is this one. India-China hold talks on border delimitation. The summary of this topic is India and China held the 35th Working Mechanism of Consultation and Coordination meeting in Beijing to discuss border delimitation, peace along the line of actual control, border management, trans-border river cooperation. Both sides agreed to continue diplomatic and military level dialogue mechanism. This is the summary of this topic. Then you can relate with GS2, international relations, India-China relations, international current affairs, and border diplomacy. The key themes related to this topic are WMCC mechanism, border negotiations, trans-border rivers, LAC, stability, bilateral confidence building. Next important topic in this paper is this one. PM's call for cooperation. PM's call for cooperative resolution of water dispute. The summary of this topic is Prime Minister Narendra Modi urged states to resolve interstate water disputes through cooperation, technology-based monitoring, integrated water management. He highlighted the Ken-Betwa River linking project as a model for future water sharing cooperation. You can relate with GS2, cooperative federalism, GS3, water resources, river linking projects, and interstate river disputes. The key themes related to this topic are Ken-Betwa project, water security, interstate disputes, river linking. These are the key themes related to this topic. Those who are new to this channel, please subscribe and hit the like button. Please do subscribe. Next important topic here is from this page is this one. Chandrayaan-2 finds possible presence of ice in lunar South Pole. The summary of this topic is scientists using Chandrayaan-2's DFSAR payload found radar signatures indicating possible subsurface water ice beneath permanently shadowed craters in the Moon's south polar region. The finding is important for future lunar missions, long-duration human exploration, and space resource utilization. You can relate with GS3, Science and Technology, ISRO missions, space current affairs, scientific achievements. The key themes related to this topic are Chandrayaan mission, lunar south pole, water ice on moon, DFSAR technology. DFSAR technology. Please do remember this one. DFSAR means dual frequency synthetic aperture radar. If you see next important topic from this page is this one. Yes. Fishing harbors to be under CIF catch. The summary of this topic is Union government plans to bring fishing harbors and landing centers under a unified coastal security architecture supervised by CISF. The move aims to strengthen maritime surveillance, anti-smuggling operations, coastal security coordination. You can relate with GS3, internal security, security agencies, and coastal security. The key themes here are coastal security, port security, CISF role, and maritime surveillance. These are the key themes related to this topic. Next important topic is this one. Won't take legal action if infiltrators go back on their own by SA. The summary of this topic is Union Home Minister Amit Shah stated that infiltrators returning voluntarily would not face legal action. He also discussed border fencing, infiltration concerns, detention centers, BSF land allocation in West Bengal. You can relate with GS3, internal security, border management, internal security current affairs, border administration. The key themes related to this topic are illegal infiltration, border fencing, national security, and detention centers. These are the key themes on this topic. Next important topic here is this one. Manipur CM visits Naga camp, promises to trace hostages. The summary of this topic is Manipur Chief Minister Yumnam Khemchand Singh visited a relief camp housing displaced Nagas and urged efforts to trace missing civilians allegedly abducted during ethnic clashes. The issue highlights continuing Kuki Naga tension, internal displacement, ethnic conflict management. You can relate with GS2 governance, GS3 internal security, Northeast current affairs, and ethnic conflict issues. The key themes related to this topic are Kuki Naga tension, relief camps, internal security, and rehabilitation. Next important topic from this page is this one. WFI moves Supreme Court against High Court order allowing Vinesh in trials. The summary of this topic is the Wrestling Federation of India WFI approached the Supreme Court against the Delhi High Court order allowing wrestler Vinesh Fogart to participate in Asian Games 2026 selection trials. The High Court cited fairness and inclusion for athletes returning from maternity break. You can relate with GS2, sports governance, sports current affairs, and sports administration. The key themes related to this topic are women athletes, sports selection policy, and athlete inclusion. Next important topic on this page is this one. Shutdown hits Eid in Arunachal capital. The summary of this topic is a shutdown in Arunachal Pradesh capital affected Idul Adha celebrations following protests against alleged illegal structures and undocumented migrants. The administration termed the shutdown illegal under BNSS provisions. You can relate with GS2, governance and public order, law and order. The key themes related to this topic are religious processions, public order, and BNSS provisions. Next important topic from this page is this one. The Hindu Galgotias University set up Center for Excellence in Journalism. The summary of this topic is the Hindu group and Galgotias University signed an MOU to establish a Center for Excellence in Journalism to provide newsroom exposure, editorial mentorship, journalism internship, and media training. You can relate with education initiatives, higher education partnerships. The key themes related to this topic are media education, journalism training, and academic industry partnership. These are the key themes related to this topic. Those who are new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the like button. We are discussing page-wise newspaper analysis of the Hindu newspaper. Next, if we see, next important topic is from page number 13. This one. Pradhan takes responsibility for lapses in CBSE evaluation. The summary of this topic is Union Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan acknowledged discrepancies in the CBSE's new on-screen marking, that is OSM, new on-screen marking evaluation system for class 12 examination. Issues reported mismatch in uploading answer sheets, server overload, login payment gateway failure, student complaints regarding re-evaluation. The government formed a technical review mechanism including IIT Madras and IIT Kanpur experts to improve portable stability, digital evaluation system, payment integrations, and student facilitation. You can relate with GS2 education governance, digital governance, and education current affairs, digital evaluation systems, and exam reforms. The key themes related to this topic are digital evaluation, e-governance in education, AI-assisted systems, public sector digital infrastructure, student grievance redressal. Those who are new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the like button. Next important topic from this page is this one. IAF may oversee transport of papers for NEET UG retest. The summary of this topic is the government is considering using the Indian Air Force for secure transportation and logistics of NEET UG 2026 retest question papers after the earlier examination was cancelled over an alleged paper leak. The proposal aims to minimize leak risk, strengthen examination security, and reduce multiple handling points in paper transportation. You can relate with UPSC, GS2 Education Governance, GS3 Internal Security, and Exam Administration. The key themes here are exam paper leak, NTA reforms, secure logistics, digital governance, and national examination. Next important topic here is this one. 36 regional parties record income decline. Summary of this topic is an ADR analysis showed that the combined income of the 6 regional political parties declined by over 51% during financial year 2024 to 25. Key findings here are total income fell by 1,193 crores. Total expenditure exceeded income by 20%. TDP recorded highest income. YSR Congress had highest expenditure. The report highlights political funding, transparency, and financial management of parties. We can relate with GS2, electoral reforms and political funding, economy and political affairs, political finance. The key themes related to this, the key themes are political finance, electoral transparency, party expenditure, and ADR report. With this, we end this live session of Pagewise newspaper analysis.